Everyone, welcome to the weekly Zohar class. The portion of this Shabbat is Acharei Mot and Kedushim. The subject of the class is love, as I sent a flyer earlier. And we're going to learn through the class what does it mean. It comes down to, it's all about love. Everything we do is all about love. But as a weekly practice we do, we are in a period called Omer, and there is 49 days in Omer, and every day or every night of the Omer, we are learning, we are studying, we are practicing a wisdom from the Torah. And the purpose for it is to prepare us to receiving the Torah on Shavuot, and also to prepare us for Yom Kippur. As we spoke many times before, on Yom Kippur, right before Ne'ilah, after 23 hours of fasting and praying, we study about 50 gates that we want to open for us. Gate of blessing, gate of beracha, gate of parnasa, gate of good children, good grandchildren. We want so many gates to open for us. But as we said before, you cannot just show up in Yom Kippur and ask for those gates to open. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to work on ourselves. We have to change ourselves. We have to build a vessel. We have to be qualified for those blessings. So this is a period of cleansing. This is a period of purifying. Most of all is learning how to talk, how to behave, how to think, how to act. So we're going to have that ready vessel in Yom Kippur. You know, two similar things attract each other. If, God forbid, I'm a negative person, I'm selfish and judging and complaining and angry, on Yom Kippur those gates won't open for me. So the Jewish calendar is amazing. It's always preparing us for what's coming up. So, you know, we cannot, there is a very famous sentence in Hebrew, we cannot ask for something we don't have. You ask for mercy on Yom Kippur, how much mercy you practice in your life? You ask for love, how much love you practice? You're asking for sustenance, how much you provide to other people. Can you hold on with your question, please?
It's okay.
So we can ask. It's a very powerful sentence. I want you to remember and write it down. We can only ask for something that we have. We can only ask for something we practice. We can only ask for something that it's us, it's part of us, not pretending, not acting, it's you. So we go through the 49 days of Omer, and every day we learn about one aspect in our character that we need to correct. So, and I know we studied this last year and the year before, like before the class, there is always a room to improve. Doesn't matter how much mercy there is in you. Doesn't matter how much kindness there is in you. There is room for more. It's infinite. So we are learning. We are changing ourselves. We are building a vessel. We are trying to adapt these qualities in order to receive those qualities on Yom Kippur. So we cover, in the past 2-3 weeks, we cover, we cover up to the gate 20th. And tonight we're going to study about gate 21. So whoever was missing those classes, I highly recommend. It's in eretzculturalcenter.org. Also in my Facebook, you can log in and check the old classes.
YouTube.
Also in YouTube. So tonight we're going to learn another 7 gates. 7 qualities of the Creator, 7 aspects of the Creators that we need to adopt in order for us to have it. So the gate number 21 is Sha'arei Ne'imut. Sha'arei Ne'imut. Ne'imut in Hebrew means a mood. In Hebrew, Matzav Ruach. Whoever speaks Hebrew, Matzav Ruach means, how is your mood? How are you feeling today? How is your mood? You know, we can achieve 1,000 times more if we are in a good mood. If you're in a bad mood, we don't want to even talk to anybody. We don't even want to make a contact. We don't want to study. We don't want to learn. We don't want to go after sustenance. So being in the right mood, in Hebrew, Matzav Ruach Tov, is essential in our everyday life. When we are in a good mood, we are loving, we are kind, we are giving, we are nice. But when we are not in a good mood, you know, none of those good qualities we cannot practice them. So the Torah and the wisdom of the Kabbalah, they were well aware of having moods. So having mood is very powerful. A good mood gives us power, gives us energy. And being in a bad mood is take away our energy. Again, being in a good mood, we can be much more productive. So what does it take in order for us to have a good mood? Like I listened to another class on Tuesday, he said, yeah, some mornings you wake up with a good mood, some days you wake up with a bad mood. What causes a good mood or bad mood? It's like we don't have no control over it. It looks like it. When we go through a process of not being pure, if we have an unpure conversation, if we see something not pure, if we hear something negative, if we touch something negative, if we go to negative places, if you are exposed to any kind of negativity, not tahor, not pure, then it puts us in a bad mood. It's it's a negative energy. Being in a bad mood is a negative energy. So this negative energy doesn't just come to us, we are attracting it by putting ourselves in a position to have a bad mood. Maybe I heard something not pure, I saw something not pure, I touched something not pure, I smell something not pure in somebody. I speak more than anything else. I speak Lashon Hara, I speak not pure. It's going to put us in a bad mood. Maybe it won't happen in that moment, but it's going to put us into a bad mood. The bad mood, we attract it by putting ourselves in a negative situation. So, when we say Sha'arei Ne'imut, when we want the gate of Ne'imut, a good mood open to us, we have to stay away from whatever negative that could affect us. Before the class we talk about negative news. We have to find a way with the wisdom of Kabbalah to find sanity or find the reason for that bad news. After all, bad news doesn't exist. Bad people doesn't exist. It's just our perception. And we're going to get there with wisdom and studying more and more Torah, Zohar, and Kabbalah. So that was Sha'arei Ne'imut. And this good mood, you can be in a good mood for a few hours, you can be in a good mood for days, but this system at the same time is going to make us to experience up and down. Doesn't matter how good we feel, some issue going to pop up, some news, like they said, somebody going to step on our tail, that's going to steal away that good mood from us. But we have to be wise enough, we have to be smart enough to resist it, not to fall for that negativity. The next gate is Sha'arei Nechama. Nechama in English means consolation. And the word Nechama has the name Noach in it. The Noach, the Hazrat Nu, you know, the Noah. What's the Torah says about Noach? That God loved Noach because he was Tamim v'Tzadik. He was simple and he was righteous. Nechama also means Shalom, also means peace. The only way I can bring peace, the only way I can bring Shalom, in Hebrew they said Tireh Nacha, to see peace from your children, see peace from your grandchildren, get peace from your life, is by practicing to being simple, by practicing being a righteous person. The Torah says that God loved Noach, that's why he saved him. We have to look at our days, our weeks. What do we do that the Creator gonna love us? That we're gonna attract His attention to ourselves? How many good things we do that the Creator gonna look at us? How much kindness, love, coming out of our comfort zone we practicing? What do we do every day for the Creator to like us? If it's one thing, make it 2. If it's 10 things, make it 15. Just keep working on yourself to have the Creator in your side. The next gate is Sha'arei Mechila. In English, they said pardon. Last week, Mechila means forgive and forget. But last week, we spoke about Slicha. You know, Slicha in Hebrew means to forgive, but Mechila means to forget. I know it's a very difficult concept, but whatever happened, whatever people done to us, we spoke about it so many times. We have to forgive and forget. But this time, this lesson, Mechila means to forget. Forget means that I'm never going to go back to that subject again. No return. Can you make such a commitment? You know, I'm not going to repeat. I'm not going to go back and remember that uncle that owed me a carpet from Iran. If I said, you know what, I forgive and forget this uncle, it's end of the story. I have to promise myself. I have to make a commitment that I'm never going to go back and think about that subject again. And why do we do this? Because we want the Creator to forgive and forget our mistakes, our sins. We're all human. We are destined to make a mistake. So if we practice forgive and forget and commit ourselves, I'm not going to go back to this subject again. I'm not going to repeat it again. I know. It happened to me all the time. I forgive and forget, and after 1 week I remember the guy again. So we have to commit, no more. And we want the Creator to give us mechila, to forget our mistakes, so we have to practice it. Remember, we can ask for something that we are practicing. The next gate, Sha'arei Mazon, is gate of food. So this is a spiritual Kabbalah class, so what kind of a food we are talking about here? Is the Kabbalah speaking about the food to our soul. As much as we feed this body, how many times a day we feed this body? 3 times a day, 5 times a day?
Maybe more.
Do we feed our soul at the same amount that we feed our body? So this gate, this wisdom is asking us, as much as you feed your body, you have to feed your soul. Why? Because they are partners. They are female and male. Our soul is the male and our body is the female. So you cannot just feed the female and not feed the male. They cannot function. So they both need to get food in order so that this unit can function, to have offsprings, to grow. You know, we all know people that they just feed their body, and we know in consciousness-wise they're not that advanced. So we are learning now. 3 times a day, you know, we have to open a book, listen to a class, talk to a friend, you know, feed. I have many wonderful spiritual friends like Amirjun. I know, not 3. I'm pretty sure he feeds his soul more than his body. So this is where we have to get. Have a conversation, learn, open a book, listen to classes, learn a point from the Torah. So that's by feeding my soul on Yom Kippur, I'm gonna get inspiration, I'm gonna get ideas, I'm gonna have visions about my future. So feeding the soul is very important. The next gate is Sharei Lev Tov, the gate of good heart. Lev Tov means good heart. You know, we talked about it last year. There's 49 days in Omer, and the numerical value for Lev Tov is also 49. So the whole purpose of studying, learning about Omer is to have a good heart. To have a good heart. What does it mean to have a good heart? We all have a good heart. In Kabbalah language, means having a good heart is to see the positive aspect of every person. I know there are some negative people look like to have 90% negativity, but our job as a Kabbalah student is to see the 10% of the goodness in them. Is extremely difficult, but what good heart means. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, you have to search and look, and for that good aspect they have. And there's times that we have to judge people. How do you judge somebody with a good heart? You judge them on their good deeds, not on their bad deeds. So having a good heart is to see the positivity, awakening this consciousness that I want to see the positive in every situation. Bad news, I have to have the wisdom. What's the positive? What's the intention of the Creator? What's the lesson? What's the positive lesson behind it? It's so funny. I have conversation with people, and they give me whole truckload of bad news and negativity. And as soon as I hear the news, I repeat the same story to them, totally in a positive way. The guy telling me, this is not the story I told you. I said, no, this is exactly the story I want you to see. It could be a rainy day, but we have such a wonderful life. So good heart is always to see the good, just pushing ourselves to see the good.
Isn't that kind of a denial?
Excuse me?
Isn't that kind of a denial?
You know, God, there is a famous sentence in Hebrew that Hakol b'chokhmah asita. God created everything with wisdom. Everything on this universe is made by wisdom. What is the first sephirah after the Creator? Chokhmah, right? Wisdom. The light of the Creator had to go through the wisdom in order to create me, you, and everything. So everything is made by wisdom. So if we don't have that wisdom from our dark perception, it looks negative. But if we learn this wisdom, if we have this wisdom, then we can see the positive aspect of it. Then we can see the reason behind that negativity that we think is negativity. There is no negativity higher than losing somebody. But over and over in this class, we learn that death doesn't exist. It's just a transformation of energy. So it's denial if we don't have the chokhmah, if we don't have the wisdom. But if we have the wisdom, then we see the purpose behind it. And the purpose is always positive, it's always good.
So the purpose is personal then. It must be personal. It cannot be like, I mean, I would say that the person, I'm really sorry, I'm just kind of confused right now. The purpose of what's unfolding at that moment for you may be different than the purpose that's unfolding for me. Am I correct about that? It cannot be the same, it's impossible, right?
You know, I've been in funerals and I see people truly, hurting themselves for months, for years, for 10 years. And I seen people in funeral that said, Baruch Dayan Emet, that, there is a reason. There is a reason. There is a purpose. Somebody done his job. He's ready for the next level. So it comes down to understanding the situation, understanding your purpose, understanding the reason, understanding why it's happening to you, having this awareness that you have a job to do. They design something for you, and you have to do it in the best possible way. So if you fall into the negativity, then it's the end of it. There is no growth, there is no way out. But we have to have this wisdom to extract the light from the situation. Extract the light from the situation. We're going to talk about it more. So the next gate, the 26th, the day that was just over, is Sha'arei Limud Torah Leshma, gates of the study of the Torah for its own sake. So funny, we just talked about it. Studying Torah is not a philosophy. Studying Torah is not a philosophy, it's not an idea. It's not a story. Thank you, Amir Jun. Studying Torah is in order to experience life. This is to answering your question. Experiencing life. Experiencing everything that happened to us. What's the reason behind it? We study Torah to strengthen our faith. And studying Torah align us with the universe. We are not in a fighting mood every day. We are not in a denial, like you said. We understand. I know Torah, even to me 15 years ago, it was a bunch of stories, but now after studying so many years, there's such a wisdom, such an understanding. It's all in secret, it's all in codes. So it's in order to experience life, is in order to be aligned with the universe. In so many classes we talk about astrology. It's so amazing how the Torah is designed in a perfect way. And little by little, the more we study Torah, we see that our life improves also. It's everything works in a better way. So the other aspect of studying Torah, Leshma, for its own sake, not to make money out of it, not to advertise it, not to get position out of it, not to be recognized as a huge scholar of the Torah, just for the sake of understanding our life. There is no, I heard that this sentence many times before, didn't mean much to me many years ago, but there is no pleasure higher than understanding a point from the Torah. There is no pleasure higher than understanding a point from the Torah. So, God willing, little by little, we're going to understand. The last gate, the gate of tonight, is Sha'arei Kavod, gate of honor. We all know kavod, what means in Hebrew means respect. There is a famous sentence we say all the time, during Shema Yisrael or Ana B'Koach. We said, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto. We said, bless and we respect the kingdom of the Creator. Where is the kingdom of the Creator? This is the kingdom of the Creator. Every day we say Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto. After the we said, God bless and we respect the kingdom of the Creator. Everything, inanimates, vegetations, animals, all the human being is the Malchut, is the kingdom of the Creator. When he says gate of kavod, gate of respect, do we respect everything and everybody in our life? And by the way, kavod in Hebrew, respect, has the same numerical value of lev. This is 32 and this is also 32. So respect comes out of a good heart, out of the good heart. If you have a good heart, then you respect. There is another interesting point about it. We all pay rent, we all pay mortgage, right? We all have rent or mortgage and property tax, or we make a payment on our car. One Kabbalist said something amazing. Where we are standing is not belong to us, is his kingdom. And we have to pay rent for it, we have to pay mortgage for it. Not in a financial way, but out of good heart and respect. You're standing here, you have to respect the landlord. You sit in your house, you have to respect the landlord. You go to your work, you come to Kanisa, you have to give respect to the landlord. We want respect in Yom Kippur, so we have to learn to respect everything and everybody in our life. So this is the gates of Omer for this week. So from tonight until tomorrow night, however situation, whatever come across of you, you practice the maximum respect. That's the lesson of tonight. The lesson of tonight, the name of the title of the class is love. What does it mean, love in Kabbalah or love in spirituality? And how come we talk about it this week? In this Shabbat, we're going to recite the Torah Labriut, the Torah section Kedushim, that has the most famous sentence in the Torah. Love your neighbor as yourself. Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha. Let me read it in English. In the Torah this week, we're going to say, you shall not seek revenge or bear a grudge against one of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. This is the most famous precept in the Torah, and we have 613 mitzvot, we have 613 precepts, and the Kabbalist says that the 612 are there in order to prepare us, to make us practice this one. All the food restriction, don't kill, don't steal, respect your parents, I'm the God, all the precepts, the 612 mitzvot, the precepts are there to prepare us to practice this one. Love your neighbor as yourself. Rabbi Akiva, who is the father of Kabbalah, lived 2,000 years ago, the teacher of Rabbi Shimon. They asked him, one guy, businessman, he said, I don't have time to study the Torah. Can you tell me in one sentence what all the Torah is about? He says, the Torah is here to teach us to love your neighbor as much as yourself. You know, love is such a common word in our life, but truly and honestly practicing it is not easy. It's not simple. The love that the Torah talks about, the Zohar talks about, is the love is a state of living, is a state of consciousness, and the Zohar we're going to read about it talks about that within us we have the most powerful, the best love that is out there. Is within us, but it's covered. We need to unfold the layers to find that pure goodness of love within us. If we don't have it, we cannot practice it. If we don't believe we have it, we cannot practice it. Doesn't matter what the story is. We all have stories. Doesn't matter what the circumstances is. God forbid the disease, the relationship, the financial situation. We all have this unlimited, pure, unconditional, limitless love within us. But we just have to access to it. We just have to find it. We have to remove the layers that covering that awesome energy. The kind of love that the Zohar and the Kabbalah are speaking about is not between man and woman or between two friends, is again a state of love. It's whatever I do, whatever that my hands do is going to create love. Whatever my eyes see it with love. Whatever I hear is going to be with love. Whatever I smell, smelling is like seeing the characters within people, is with love. Everything I speak is going to be with love. So in order to awaken that unlimited, unconditional state of love within us, again, we have to practice it. We ask for so much, but till you don't practice it, until you don't have it, it's not going to be awakening you. So, like Amirjun always says, the Creator is not giving us love. The Creator is love. And it's in spirituality, in Kabbalah language, holy. Let me grab this. It's okay. Holy, wisdom, and love, they're all equal. So, we always talk about holy. What is Shabbat? Shabbat is holy. What is Torah? Torah is holy. The Creator is holy. Also, wisdom. The more wisdom we have, we can understand the real world. We can see the world in a soul level. I love Chabad. Chabad, they love everybody because they don't judge you by your outside. They judge you by the soul you have. So in a spiritual world, holiness and wisdom and love is the same thing. We say God is holy, but at the same time He is full of love. We say God is wisdom, He has a wisdom because He's full of love. The first sephirah of the Creator is chokhmah, wisdom. If God is full of love, if it's only love, then we have access to it through wisdom. So, as long as we don't know, as long as it's dark up here, as long as we are involved into the story, into the circumstances, we cannot see the love behind everything. Another aspect of love is the total opposite of selfishness. So, If you're looking for love, it cannot go hand to hand with selfishness. It's exactly the opposite. Love is all about giving, is all about coming out of your comfort zone, is all about caring, and selfish is exactly the opposite. You know, God forbid, if somebody steals, they do it out of selfishness. How can you have love? If you're selfish and we want everything for ourselves, how can you practice love or have love? So, judging others, being hateful, being angry, this is all selfish characters. Being proud, I'm looking for entitlement, I'm looking for respect. So we need to reach that level that is all about giving, is all about caring, is all about healing others, is all about guiding. So, and we talked about it before, love is unconditional. The true love is unconditional. Do you want to, Nilufar, put the air conditioning, please? So, there is no such a thing as two kind of love. You know, I love you if you love me. I love you if you do this for me. Do we do anything for our Creator? Constantly we are receiving from the Creator. So in order to experience love in our life, we have to be giving all the time, with no agenda, with no what about me or what's going to come out of it for me. There is one aspect of love. It's a beautiful sentence. Write it down to yourself. Love is adding value to others. Love is in the meaning of adding value to others. If I'm constantly in a position that I'm adding value to others, adding wisdom, adding kindness, adding healing, sharing wisdom, then I'm adding value to other people. I know it's a big step. I know it's a huge step. We are so far from that pure love that we need to practice every day, but none of us are there, but we are taking steps every day. Every day we have to go one step forward. Adding wisdom is a huge help to practice love. Wisdom of the Torah. Let's read a section from the Zohar that talks about this. Actually, it's two sections. So we are in book number 16, section 25, which is page 17. So one more time, we are book 16, page 17, section 25. Don't cross your hands, don't cross your legs. For whoever is new in a class, by reading these Aramaic words, we are igniting, we are awakening that aspect of love within us. That's unconditional, that's adding value to others. So we are page 17, section 25. We're going to read the Aramaic and then the English. ואילין עקרון בעניין דקודשה בריחו, כמה דיאתמר, ובגיני כך קדושים תהיו כי קדוש אני, אדוני. זכאין אינן ישראל דלה וקמין, מילה דה באתר אחרא, אלא ביש ממש. דכתיב כי קדוש אני, אדוני. בגין דאדבקה ביה, ולא באחרא, ועל דא קדושים תהיו כי קדוש אני, Adonai Elohechem. They are called children of the Holy One, blessed be He, as was learned above, and for this reason, you shall be holy, for I, Hashem, your Elohim, is holy. Again, exchange the word holy with love. The Creator says, I'm full of love, and you have to practice love if you want to be close to me. Fortunate Israel for not placing this thing elsewhere, meaning they sought no rewards for their holiness, but they only to cling to Him. Cling means to attach. As is written, for Hashem, your Elohim, I'm holy, meaning that His children are to cling to Him only, and no other. Hence, you shall be holy, for Hashem, your Elohim, I'm holy. We keep hearing the word holy. We keep hearing the word kadosh. What does it mean? I just mentioned it to you. The highest level of being holy is to have love. Have you seen those huge, big teachers or rabbis come from Israel and they say they're so holy and they're so big and they're so special? You don't see love in their face. You don't see love in their essence. You don't see love in their practice.
Good energy.
So the holiness and love is the same thing. We love Shabbat, it's holy. We love the Torah, it's holy. So in this section of the Zohar, it says, I'm the Creator. You want to be close to me? You want to receive the blessings? You have to practice love. Let's read another section in the same book. We are going to go to page number 11, and we're going to read section 13. So we are in page 11, section 13. ואורייתא קדושה את קרא דכתיב כי קדוש אני אדוני ודע אורייתא דהי שמה קדישה עליה ועד מיד דשתדל בה את רכי ולבטר אקדיש דכתיב קדושים תהיו, קדושים היו לא כתיב אלא תהיו ודאי אל הכי הוא המקרא כתוב ואתם תהיו לי ממלכת כהנים וגוי קדוש וכתיב אלה הדברים וכו'. There is a famous sentence. The goy. Thank you. There is a famous sentence in the Torah that Moshe took us out of Egypt. He says, I want everybody to be Kohanim. Everybody, we are supposed to become Kohanim. Not in the title, we have to act like Kohanim. And the Kohanim, the Kohen Gadol is the holy. And the Kohen is full of love. So what is the characteristic of the Kohen that we can adapt? So what's the Kohen's job is? Kohen, they were healers, they were creating shalom, they were doctors, they were psychologists, they were helpers in the time of the Bet HaMikdash. So in order for us to adapt that love you're looking for is to act like a Kohen, to heal, to help, to bring peace, to accept everybody, offer friendship, offer love. That's one of the characteristics of Kohen. To heal. Heal is a huge word. Kamran Jun, right before the class, you said, you want to help people, you want to heal people. That's the right track for having love and receiving love. What is the second characteristic of a Kohen that we can adapt so we can have the love within us? The Kohanim, they didn't have no position. The Kohanim didn't have nothing in this material world. Of course, in our life, that's impossible. But what it means is that we don't want to be attached. We don't want to be attached to anything or any position. Not attached to money, not attached to position, not attached to title, not attached to beauty. How can you practice love if you only love good-looking people? If you love only models, how can you practice love not necessarily with people that are not models? So no attachment, not because you are good-looking, not because you are famous, not because you don't, no reason whatsoever. So if I'm so attached to my position as a teacher, for example, then how can I practice love? How can I teach love? It's actually going to work against us. So being attached to any position, to anything material world, is going to steal away the love from us. If you're so attached to that carpet in Iran from 50 years ago, we cannot have love. So we have to, no attachment to anything physical. So it's a huge subject, and I know it's a big task, but we want to increase on a daily basis the quantity and the quality of love we practice. Again, we want to increase step by step every day. I don't want to give you guys a huge task that nobody can achieve. The language of love, the eyesight of love, the hands of love. On the way here, I remember something very funny. We all love our mother cookings, right? There is anybody in this planet that doesn't love his mother cooking? Why do you think we love our mother's cooking? Because when she is cooking it, she's injecting love with her hands into the food. Not necessarily I'm going to like your mother's food, but you love your mother's food. Because she put love into it, you know. Or whatever comes out of my hands tomorrow, I want to be loved. Whatever comes out of my mouth is love. Whatever I hear, whatever I see, whatever I feel. There is one aspect about love. As long as we are observing people, that's not true love. Love is feeling people. Feeling people. Again, it's Chabad. Chabad don't care how you look like, where you're coming from. They feel your soul. So, when I say no attachment, nothing have to do with the age, sick or not sick, doesn't matter with the title. You have to love the soul of every person or situation. Again, not for receiving anything back, not recognition, not thank you, nothing. My purpose is to awaken the love that there is within me. You know, we always talk about blessings. We're always asking for things. The Zohar is amazing. He says whatever you want is going to come out of that love. In some point of our life, you know, we are in love, or we are in love right now, we experience it, you know, we have glimpse of it, we touched it. At that point, did you feel any lack? Did you feel you're hungry? Did you feel like you are short or ugly or poor? It's an amazing energy. Being in love is, you have it all. There's nothing is missing. So there's a famous song, it says, you know, love gonna pay the rent. It is gonna pay the rent. So, you know, this is the ultimate goal that every human being should have. Is not, again, not to be in love in a person or somebody's loving. That's thinking small. Is I wanna be the love itself. I wanna be the extension of the love. I want to be the channel of love. You hear negativity, you hear bad news, you hear a bad story. Have the wisdom to switch it around. Draw a different picture. Show that person a positive angle of that situation. And it's going to come with wisdom. So there is more into it. there is much more into it. You know, yeah, I said no attachment to no property, not to money, not to clothing. Yeah, I know it's impossible, but you know, we can have the best. You can have the best car, you can have the best house, but you're not attached to it. You are using it as a tool to practice love for yourself and others. So again, where I wanna, my goal is not, we're going to have some single people too, so we're going to talk about relationship also. But my goal is not to look for falling in love with a man if you're a woman, or if you're a woman looking for love in a man. That's secondary. First, you have to awaken the love within yourself. First, you have to be the love itself, like Amijun says. Not practicing love, not saying I love you, just be love. Be love. You know, as soon as we see spiritual people, they study spirituality, they keep saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, because that's the practice. There's two more aspects about love. First is, you know, I have a question for you, and it's an honest question. In a regular circumstances, do we want to be above other people, or we want to be equal to other people, or we want to be lower than other people? You know, honestly.
We don't have power over other people.
We want to be with other people.
I'm going to give you the honest human questions. We want to be above other people. That's an honest question.
That's the tendency.
That's a tendency, yes. You know, there is one way to practice love and be the love itself, is to see others higher than yourself. To see others higher than yourself. You know, it's easy to say it when we are up, when we feel good, when we are in a good mood. Yeah, you know, all the luck to you, all the success to you, you're happier, you have more sustenance. But when we are down, it gets tricky. That we don't want to see others higher than ourselves. So, we want to see other people's success. We want to see other people's goodness. We want to see other people's health. That's how we can practice or awaken that love within us. As long as we feel equal or we're looking down on other people, we cannot awaken that love within us. And the next point is not to be lazy. That's the food section. Not to be lazy in physical and in spirituality. Laziness is exactly the opposite of love. I have to, in a physicality, I have to love this body. Yeah, our soul gonna last eternity, but this body is carrying that soul. We have to love this body. So I was talking to Susie Jun, in a yoga class, we learn how to love our body. This body is essential, is the vehicle to carry the soul. So we don't want to abuse this body. Excess smoking or drugs or alcohol or abusing the body by working hard.
Tattoo.
Tattoo, exactly, that's the wisdom of the Torah.
It's our temple.
Yeah, this is our temple. So if you're lazy to take care of this body, if you don't, comes under the concept of loving yourself. Amijun told me many times, before you want to practice love, you have to learn how to love yourself. So you have to, not to be lazy about your body. Take care of this body.
Is that also with detachment?
Love you, excuse me?
Is that also with detachment?
I love this body because it has a job to do. I love this body not because I want to become famous with it, because this body has a job to do. You know, this soul that has a purpose, has a reason to be here, cannot do it without the body.
So love has different faces, you're saying right now, right? Because this love is different than the last love you talked about.
No, we were talking, this section, we're talking about you have to love yourself in order to start practicing loving others. If somebody come to you all exhausted, all, God forbid, like the lady says, tattoo, and we don't want to judge people, drunk or addicted, he says, I love you. Are you going to take him seriously? So, you know, come on. In order for you to practice love or to be the love itself, you have to love yourself. You have to take care of this body. You have to take care of your spiritual needs.
ببخشید چطور تا حد سلفیشی میشه تا حد selfish.
I just said it, that this body has a purpose to do, has a job to do. It's not in a selfish way. I want to take care of it so it can have it to do its purpose. You know, thank you for bringing it up. A 4-year-old break glasses, you know, maybe say bad words, and it's all selfish. As a father, as a parent, we don't look at that boy and says, oh, that boy is very selfish. We know it's a child. We know it's in the process of growing. We see the soul in it. So we give him some good words. We give him some good advices to elevate himself. So yeah, it's like another point, not to be self-observed, not to be in a position that I'm observing myself 24/7. Take care of this body so it can do its job. Lousy. How can you love somebody or practice love if you feel lousy? Your body, physically or mentally. So we said you have to take care of this body, take care of your spirituality, in order so you can do your job. Let's go fast forward to the last section of the class. The Ari Kadosh, the biggest Kabbalist of the 15th century, he said something amazing in relationship of love between man and woman. And Hebrew is so essential. I wish for all of us to speak perfect Hebrew. We can understand this concept better. In Hebrew, man is Ish, and woman is Isha. So the Ari says both names have the Aleph and Shin in it, which is Esh, which is fire. What's the other two letters left is a Yud Hey. Yud Hey is the name of the Creator, but in what level? Let's see the good students of the Kabbalah if they remember. You know, we have the aspect of God, he has many levels, like the Yud Hey Vav Hey is the Tiferet. Do you know what level is Yud Hey is? Is the Chokhmah, is the wisdom. So Ari is telling us there is a wisdom. There is a wisdom that can connect a man and a woman. This, of course, is the wisdom of the Torah. But in which way? We spoke many other years that the relationship between man and woman is not between two people, is between three bodies. It's a man, the woman, and the Creator. What does it mean, the Creator? I mean, okay, I want to get married, I want to have a relationship, I am married right now, where the God kicks in, or the Creator kicks in. It means that we have to have a higher purpose in our life than our relationships. It's, you know, you have to have a higher purpose. I'm creating something, I'm building something. I'm part of the community, I'm part of the Zohar class as a couple. We are researching a medicine together. We are researching, you know, we belong to some charity organization. So you have, as a couple, as a man and a woman, as a secret over here, and the Ari is beautiful. It says, if you take the Yud and Hey out, two fires, come on, there is no way and a man and woman can live together. You read the book, men from Mars and woman from Venus. We are totally opposite. We are exactly the opposite. It's impossible to live with each other. But when you kick in, when you have a purpose higher than yourself, then this relationship can work. Albert Einstein, he was in love with his second wife. They didn't bother each other as much. They were had a mission to change the world with the wisdom. There is a famous story about the guy that invented the vaccination for children, the one that make him handicapped. I forgot the name. Huh? Yeah, Falaj Atfal. The guy was in a basement for months researching that medicine. And the wife, she was cooking for him, giving him food, giving him water, supporting him. And they were in love madly because they had a higher purpose to help humanity. So, yeah, love is wonderful. It's a tough lesson to understand, but it's a very high level of Kabbalah. It says you cannot love it when you have it. You cannot love it when you have it. When you have it, it's not the same love anymore. You have a sushi tonight. I love sushi. Are you going to have sushi tomorrow for lunch? No. You already had it, so you cannot be in love with that sushi because you just had it. We love steak, but are we going to have steak every day? So there is a concept that love cannot last if you have it. But when you have a higher purpose, why the Creator is hidden? Why we cannot see? Because we're always in a pursuit to find Him. This love for Him is endless because we cannot have Him. The Torah is endless. Why we love Torah? Because we can never understand the Torah 100%. The day we're going to understand the Torah 100%, we won't love it as much. So, yeah, of course, we have the impression of the first love forever, but as long as we have it, it's not going to be the same. So we always have to have a higher purpose, higher reason, higher agenda, goals behind the man and the woman itself. That's why the couples that are involved in spirituality, they're always, Baruch Hashem, they're successful because they have a higher goal, higher purpose than just each other. So I think we passed the time. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Shabbat Shalom.